Alright, so we're going to continue our discussion about cells. And specifically, I'm going to raise the question, why are cells so small? We're going to be looking at a couple different attributes. We're going to be looking at surface area, which is basically the amount of stuff surrounding the cell, the area of the surface. And we're also going to be looking at volume, so how much stuff is inside the cell. And we're going to look at the ratio between those two things, surface area to volume. And so we have here 4 cubes. They're going to represent cells. The first one is 1 inch by 1 inch. The next one 2 by 2, then 3 by 3, and 4 by 4. So if we take the surface area of the first one, it's 6 inches to a volume of 1. That gives us a 6-to-1 ratio. The next one is going to be 24 to 8. So that is a 3-to-1 ratio. Next one is 54 to 27. And that is a 2-to-1 ratio. And the next one is 96 to 64, which gives us a 1.5 to 1 ratio. So you see a little bit of a pattern there. And we start to recognize the importance of that and why cells are small. They require more surface area and less volume. And so you may ask, why is that important? And we're going to look at a couple different reasons over this video in the next one. In the first one, we're going to look at first important property that relates to that is diffusion. So diffusion is basically when you have a lot of something concentrated in an area, gas, water, whatever it is, and you have a little bit of something concentrated in an area. That something is always naturally going to move from the area of high concentration toward the area of low concentration. So let's take a look at an example of that in a cell. So I have a cell here, and the surface area of this cell is basically, like we talked about in the previous video, is the plasma membrane. So let's say that within and around the cell we have some stuff. This could be salt or some other molecule. We're just going to call it stuff and draw it with these little orange triangles here. So we have a lot of stuff on the outside of the cell and just a little bit of it on the inside. So let's say in and around the cell we also have water. Cells survive in an aqueous environment, so we got to have water in there too. So let's put a lot of water in the cell. A little bit outside. So high concentration inside the cell and a low concentration on the outside. And according to diffusion, when you have a high concentration, it moves from that high concentration to the low. So in this case, it's going to move outside of that cell, across the plasma membrane, into the surrounding area. And this process is called osmosis, which which basically is the diffusion of water. So what this cell is trying to do is achieve homeostasis, which is a state of balance, bringing the high concentration of water to the outside and achieving a balance between the stuff and the water on the outside and inside of the cell.